I'm Asashia Rangel.
And I'm Johnny Prouty. And this is Hoofbeat News.
Today is Monday, March 7th, and we are back with a new episode of Hoofbeat News for you.
Up first, we have Tre with a story on the art show.
What's the purpose of the art exhibition?
Okay, it's called the Best of the Best show. It's annual, so it happens every year. And it's all the secondary schools in the county. So it would be Fort Morgan High School, Brush High School, Fort Morgan Middle School, Brush Middle School. It also involves Wiggins and Waldona. And I think MCC is also involved. And any homeschoolers that are in secondary. And so it's just to bring, like, the work that is chosen by the art teachers of each school, and it's all the best stuff that they think is the best. So then they submit it, put it in, and then CASE, which is run by MCC, picks from what the art teachers submit, and then they put it in the gallery. So it's to let everybody know in the county what our kids are doing, what the students are doing artistically, and make sure that their work gets seen.
When the art exhibition comes up, what's your favorite part?
Okay, I collect the work throughout the year. It's always, it has been between March, April. We've even had it as late as May over the years. So I've been able to hold on to work from the fall semester and the early part of the spring semester. But this year it was kind of early, but I love collecting the work and then picking the best stuff. So that's my favorite part. It's just being able to see the work progress. Yeah.
What does a student need to strive for if they want a piece in the art exhibition?
Okay. It's not always about being super realistic. It's about being artistic and expressive, something incredibly creative that nobody else has done, pushing themselves. So I would say that is what they need to do, is that they need to push themselves into a kind of uncomfortable place at times, because when you're uncomfortable is when you're learning. When you're too comfortable and you're skating along, maybe you already know that stuff and so you feel comfortable with it, but that may not be your best work.
What are some of your favorite pieces this year?
One of my favorite pieces was by Sarah Escalera, who's a senior this year. She made a large scale, okay, so it was about that big. And it was a sitting figure, and she also made a chair for it. And it took her weeks to do, but it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And she got a honorable mention, little award. Another favorite piece. Chloe, one of our exchange students from France, had a work put in that was a stippling or a little dot drawing of a dog, and that was fabulous.
The awards one.
Oh yeah.
What about like awards given at the end of the show?
Okay, they did an awards assembly or ceremony. They did an awards ceremony on the night it opened, and that's when we found out that Sarah got honorable mention. And Best of Show this year went to a Wiggins or Waldona student for a computer aided piece. And then there's also what's called People's Choice, which we won't find out until after the show's over. At the very end of the show we find out, because people vote. They can go in and vote for their favorite piece. So we haven't done that out yet. We didn't have this show during COVID, so it's the last time we had it, somebody got a $50 award. That was their first prize, was $50.
Looks amazing. Thanks, Tre.
Up next, Alexis has a story on forensics.
Hoofbeat decided to take a look at 2 speech and debate members.
It's been kind of iffy since COVID still, so some tournaments are online, some of them are in person, but almost every Saturday since freshman year. I've done body image, bullying, Greek and Roman mythologies, and abortion. Favorite part is probably going to tournaments, because you never know who's going to be there. Sometimes you see the same people, but you normally meet entirely new people, and almost everyone is super friendly and kind, and you usually talk about the most craziest things ever because we're all pretty tired and it's really fun. 100%. I love speech and debate. We're like a little family. There's only like 4 of us on the team. We're super close. We spend a lot of time together, and it's such a great experience because even a lot of people think that you're talking in front of so many people, but really you're talking into a room, maybe total 6 people. and that's including the judge. Like, it's such a small group of people, and people are thinking, oh my gosh, it's this huge auditorium, but it's not. And it's super fun because you get to talk about topics that, you know, you're interested in, and so many people have different takes on the topics you may not have thought about.
Now that we've looked at someone who's been doing speech and debate for a while, let's look at someone who just started.
I believe that the how you can learn how to use your voice, and I feel that's something that I'm interested in. Got into finals in some competitions. Well, my speech isn't a formative speech. It's written on gender pay gap, the difference of pay between a man and a woman, and I think that's a very important topic. The tournaments. I love the tournaments, and you get to meet new people and go to a lot of these schools and amazing experiences.
After talking to two of the members, it seems they really enjoyed speech and debate. So if you're interested, you should consider joining next year.
Thanks, Alexis.
This year's yearbook is coming together. Liam gives us an inside look onto the yearbook production.
With only 62 yearbooks left for sale, Hoofbeat decided to take a look into what goes into creating our yearbook.
I feel like just creating a page itself, because sometimes you just get it all blank, so like then you have to find ways to like fill it in and find ideas.
Probably like the pages that don't have a lot to them, like clubs that haven't like done a lot this year, like trying to like find stories on what to do with like on what to do on the page is pretty difficult.
Well, it takes like a whole year, so by the end of like April, we should like be done with it. And
another question we had was, how many pages does each person in the yearbook have to do per deadline?
Like, I don't know actually. So it depends what like we sign up to do. So like sometimes in the deadline we sign up for like 3 pages, sometimes we do 2. So it depends.
Like the behind the scenes kind of, like you get to interview people, you get to know more about clubs, like because you don't always like know about it in school. So like when a certain club is doing an activity and you get to ask them about it, or like a person's doing a play, it's actually like really fun getting to like know everything.
Because the yearbook class is relatively small this year, we decided to ask if they would recommend this course to other people.
Yes, I would actually, because like it helps them be creative and like gets them out of their comfort zone if they don't like to be like out there. Just be creative, I guess. Like as you go, you'll learn new things, and that's what helps you.
You have to like time these skills. Like you have to do stuff on time, and like you have to be open. Being able like to talk to people really helps.
Well, I had to look like over the pages and see like if they're correct, and like help Miss Larson and Miss Rich edit like what students didn't like. Students forgot to do or like put on the page. Like sometimes they forget to like put subtitles, so we have to put.
Now that you know that there are only 62 yearbooks available and what goes into making the yearbook, it's time to consider buying one for yourself. To get one, you can either go to room 203 and talk to Miss Rich, or you can go online through jostens.com to order your yearbook today.
Thanks, Liam. That's all we have for this episode.
If you have any other stories you'd like to share it with us on social media. From all of us at Hoofbeat, have a great week, FMHS.